You know what was wrong? I didn't punch go live.
That'll do it.
Okay, folks. Sorry. One of these days I'll learn how to operate it.
How you doing, Steve?
Very well. Starting to feel a little better. I've been under the weather this week.
Yikes.
Now, I've got a problem with my gut every once in a while, and it reared its ugly head this week.
You haven't got one of those chronic conditions, have you?
No, I have some diverticulosis, and every once in a while it flares up a little bit, and just one of those things that it might be a year before it happens again. It might be 6 months.
Hey, Usual.
Hello.
Hi, Harold.
Rachel.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
How's it going today?
Pretty good. How are you guys? Can you hear me
Oh.
okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hear you just fine. It's good to
Awesome.
see you. I've been missed your videos lately.
Life's been a little hectic.
Tell me about it. And I'm retired.
Yeah. My parents are old, and they both came down with COVID over
no.
Christmas. So,
Yikes.
yeah. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
Did they get vaccinated yet?
No. My mom recovered, but my dad, I lost my dad day after
You
Christmas.
lost your dad. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
My mother is in a nursing home and was just got her first shot last week. My father's 90 and he's visiting her today, but they can only visit outdoors.
Yeah.
And it's 49 degrees, but fortunately the sun's out. So
Yeah. Well, once they both ended up in the emergency room, and
gee.
no visiting. They're in LA, so of course,
Yeah.
it's very strict, and no visiting and all that. So,
Well, that's the way it is here in New Jersey. I haven't seen my mom since last March.
wow, that's tough.
Yep.
Harold, you got all these things figured out. I'm impressed.
Well, some things I've got figured out. Some things are just luck.
He's a real tech guru.
Yeah, he is. I thought he was only good with jokes.
Yeah. I'm certainly not good with jokes.
Yeah, I always enjoy seeing your video come up in the morning. I can start out with a good laugh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I guess I usually have them go live at midnight so that I get the
Okay.
guys in Australia while they're still around.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how much they're ahead of us, but I think they're probably 10 or 12 hours.
Yeah, depending on where in the country it is, it's between 10 and 13 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. I know that today it's Monday in Australia.
Yeah, right now it is, yeah.
So I had hoped to have those guys in live stream, but they're all working on Monday if they're working. So, they're kind of stuck. Have you guys been working on anything wonderful in the shop?
I started working on another chuck key. This is the one I had, but you upgrade the chuck, it doesn't fit. So I know nothing exciting, but been working on a new key for it.
That'll do.
Yeah,
I
but
just
seems like the list of projects just gets long.
Yeah.
Ben Vinkoski. Whoa. I watched him. He was closing his Facebook account.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I just
I
put
didn't
you
have to close mine. I didn't have one.
live here with Harold Waters.
He says he's amazed how much extra
He's
time he
doing
has since he quit Facebook.
StreamYard.
Yeah, Facebook's always been
I'll send
boring
you
to me.
a link if you got time.
Yeah, I announced that I'm gonna be quitting Facebook here at the end of January too. So
I
Yeah.
have backed way off of it, but I belong to two organizations, nonprofits, and we use it big time for advertising our events and so on. And I've got a couple of pages. Personally, I don't use it that much other than to put my videos out there, and I get a lot of response to the videos from it.
yeah, I mean, if you're doing nonprofit activities,
Yeah.
you really need that.
Yeah, we get a huge return on investment on what we put into advertising for when we have events and so on. It's cheap.
That's true.
Yeah. Did you guys see Mr. Pete? Well, he's had that Rose axis. No, it's not a Rose index. Rose index. Did you see that?
Yeah, Randy also has it, and he's featured it in some of the videos. I've been thinking that making that would be a fun project.
Yeah. I was thinking on doing that today, and then I got into some other stuff working on the boss lady's computer and ran out of day.
I just got in from grinding up a set of stones that I have to ship out tomorrow. I had run out, and I got an order in Friday, so I had to put them together today.
Well, there you go. That's the way it is when you're running your business.
Yeah, I have a couple sets a week, and that keeps the shop open.
I need to figure out something worth making to sell.
Yeah, I've tried to come up with something else, but there's so much. And, Randy Richards is doing a couple of items, and I don't want to step on his toes. And although nobody's stopped stepping on mine with the stones, so
There you go.
there's quite a few big shops doing them now.
Are they?
Yeah.
I looked up that Rose Index thing online. They want about I guess $80 for the 1-inch model.
Yeah, somebody sent that to him. I remember when he got it.
Mr. Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, the price, they're pricey, but they're really handy, and I think if you have a rotary table, it'd be really fun project to make one.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to make it. The only thing it would give me that I don't already have with collet box though is 45-degree angles. Because well, no, I take that back. 90-degree angles. Well, no, I've got that too.
Well, the big difference is it'll handle larger diameter stock too.
Yeah.
And you can put it in the middle of something.
That I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's true. It looks to me like that the first step under where the screws that's probably about 1/4 of an inch thick, or maybe 3/8. So I figure the whole thing's made out of something like maybe 3/4 or 5/8 thick metal.
Yeah, and the neat thing about it is the stock's not centered within that center opening of the indexer, and it doesn't have to be because it's all relative angles. So you don't really have to be precise about the center hole location. Really, only thing that really matters is the outside angles.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess probably I'll eventually get around to making one. I don't know. I've got another project I'm going to start probably Monday. So
well, you need to do it so you can show us how to do it, Harold, and show us the way.
It ought to be easy to do, but yeah, I'm going to make a hoist. I sold my Grizzly, and it had the hoist on it. So now I don't have one for lifting things up on the mill table and such. So I got to make another one. there's Terry Cannon.
I was just going to ask if anybody was asking questions on the chat.
Terry Cannon says, "Usual, you can never have enough chuck keys or center drills." He's right about the center drills for sure. You know something that I kind of wonder about it. You notice that these little drills, oh darn it, they're little short drills that are rigid, got the teeth on the end.
Talk about the spotting drills?
Yeah, spotting drills. That's part of getting old. I couldn't think of that for nothing. I don't see why they're so dang expensive because, there's hardly anything there,
Most of them are carbide.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
That would run the cost up quite a lot.
Yeah, I have a full set of them.
Whoa. Well, I was looking at them on, what is it, McMaster, and some are like $25, $30 a piece.
Yeah, I think I have 4 or 5 sizes from 8 through 3/8 or something like that.
I'm having a hard time just getting all the little collets for the U2 grinder that I've got. I've got a couple of metric sizes, and I've got, I think, 1 inch size. Every now and then I ordered another one. I found a place in England where they're, pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's what I've been doing. Every now and then I'll order one from them.
What kind of a collet is it?
It's those decal collets.
Oh, okay.
If you got a genuine decal collet from most places, they're like about $100 a piece, and I can get them for probably $25 or something like that from England. So I think they're probably made in China or something.
Well, Harold, there's a place in California. It's called. I can email you the link. They call it American Rotary Tools, not American Rotary Tool Phase Converter.
Yeah.
They sell those, and they don't say it, but they're Vertex brand.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good, and they go for about $25, and they'll ship out of California.
Well, please do send me an email. My memory's about that long.
Yep,
So
I'll send you an email.
Like a goldfish.
That's where when I restored my decal, I didn't have any collets, so I found that, and I ended up buying some from them. And I wish, they should probably say Vertex on their website because they're Taiwanese made, they're higher quality.
Yeah.
So I was pleasantly surprised.
I think that's what's written on the ones I got from England, Vertex. It'd be better to get it from California. Wouldn't have to wait as long.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We've got the guys in the viewers aren't asking any particular questions. I keep trying to encourage them to bring their projects and their video camera and show us what they're doing. Speaking of that grinder, I was watching Robin today, and he was making boring bars with his grinder. So it was a kind of long video, but he came out with 3 really nice boring bars.
Renzetti?
Yeah, Robin Renzetti.
Oh, I haven't seen those yet.
Yeah, that was a while ago, I think. I've been to his shop a couple of times.
Have you? How come everybody's in California?
He's not. He's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right. You're New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, and I actually have a travel trailer RV on a permanent site, only about a half hour away from Robin out in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So I didn't see him this year because of COVID, but I usually try and get over to see him at least once each season.
I didn't think he was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's in Lancaster County.
Okay.
I don't think there's anybody in Houston, at least not that I know.
Houston.
Quite a few in the Austin area.
Yeah. Austin's, that's about a 3-hour drive from here.
Yeah, it's not close.
I was going to go to the Capitol pretty soon. I had to look it up, make sure. Long drive. So there you are.
I used to go to business trips in Texas all the time, but they were either in San Antonio, which I love,
Yeah.
or Dallas, one or the other.
Yeah, Dallas is right on the edge of trees on the east and scrub brush on the west. You know, it's like you're going starting the desert there.
Yeah, we had events at the racetrack there.
Terry, the Rose Index is used to you clamp it onto something that you're machining in, say, in your milling machine. You can roll it over at 45 degrees or 90 degrees or one other, I think 60 or something. Yeah, 60 degrees. So Mr. Pete's got it on one of his latest videos. There's Chuck.
Yeah,
Chuck, you're back.
yeah. So this morning, Dean Crawford and I went up to a friend of mine that Dean had never met before, to help him. Not me to help him. Dean went up to help him because he thought he lost his VFD, and Dean went up and diagnosed it and fixed it for him. And Stan, a year and a half ago, maybe more, Stan was up at this new guy's shop helping him when he had a problem with his grizzly leg. So I told Stan we were going, so he was checking in because Stan's 100-mile radius warranty had expired. He wasn't going to come all the way back up from LA. He was really curious what the problem was and what happened. So we were just catching up there. And it's interesting, this fella, Paul Folletti, the second year of the bash, standing there talking to people, and he came up and he goes, "Oh, hi, Chuck." He goes, "I really like watching your videos and this and that." And I looked at his name tag, and I go, "Hey," I go, "you grew up in San Bruno and you went to St. Robert's School." And he looked at me like quizzical, and he goes, "How in the hell you know that?" I go, "Because I was just behind you." So we actually went to the same grade school for 7 years. He was from the rich kid side of the town. I wasn't. So, and we never really played sports together since the grade difference. So, but we became good friends from that and had a lot of fun together. Hit flea markets together and stuff. Good guy. He's the one we did the videos with the tanks up at the Pony Ranch, Pony Tracks Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
So we did all the video on the tanks, and we had John Saunders was up there when we did it. Stan's bit was up there. We had a really good time.
You know that guy from Destruction Ranch or whatever he calls it?
Yeah, Pony Tracks Ranch.
Well,
go ahead.
on YouTube, he Demolition Ranch.
Demolition Ranch.
Demolition Ranch. Yeah.
Old people can't remember nothing, but he went out someplace that had tanks, and he fired a tank at a refrigerator, and of course it made a reasonably sized hole.
This guy Jacques Littlefield, if you look him up on the web, he had a collection of over 300 tanks. He had 9 full-time workers up there. He had a Scud missile launcher, and
Wow.
he actually picked up on American fighter planes flying over, and this is all the hearsay, all the stories they say, and they basically called him up and said, don't light us up when we fly by. Supposedly they had FBI guys at Ridge Away, he's up in the hills, sitting there with binoculars watching all this stuff. Every year he'd kind of have a picnic for the neighbors and everything, because it's up in the hills, and you can imagine trucking all these tanks up and down stuff. But he'd come out and run over a car. He'd have a car out there, and he'd run over the car at the tank and stuff. Quite an amazing fella. Had a pipe organ in his house.
You don't, Chuck? I thought everybody did.
No, yeah, he's quite amazing. He had one of the tanks was a German tank that had been underwater for 30 years, and brought it back and restored it to showroom conditions. That was in the collection there. Got to see most of this. Yeah, pretty awesome.
So I sent Stan the the picture of this
There you go.
live
Yeah.
stream.
There you
He asked if he was on the live stream on the phone with you.
go. Oh no.
Chuck did his live stream with his phone the last time.
Yeah, it worked well.
What you need to do is get that new camera hooked up to your computer.
Yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah, that made a nice video.
Everybody said they like my nose hairs the other day. I looked when I went to produce the video, the first scene. It was like this. I was like, oh my god. I wasn't going to go back out and reshoot it. I said, oh, too bad. But I like it. It's a lot to learn. It's a good little camera, though.
Is that the new Z1 or whatever they call it?
Yeah, the ZV1. What is it? Where is it? Yeah, ZV1. Yeah.
Very nice camera.
Yeah. Learning. There's lots of reading. But
greetings, everyone.
Well, hello, Dave.
Hey,
Hi, Dave.
sorry I'm late. Just finishing up 2 weeks worth of work, demolishing my daughter's shower, and just set the last tile. Tomorrow I get to do grouting. Yeah.
And video out by Tuesday on that, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do this. And there's a lot of things, details missing. What's the difference between the old shower pan with concrete and hot mopping? Nobody knows. Nobody says. I found out hot mopping you don't want because they put it on so thick, you have to now chisel the corners away to get the tile in. Don't do it.
Wow.
This was amazing too because the house was built in '73. And I'm looking at this going, it's a shower and the drain's over on the side. And I realized a bathtub was here. Took the bathtub out and just laid the tile on the concrete. There's no pan.
huh.
Nothing. And I'm shocked it did not leak and rot out all the 2x4s underneath everything. So almost, everybody wanted over $10,000 to do this. So far, I'm at $2,200. Good.
Good job.
Yeah. So,
Does that mean your daughter will buy you some new tools?
oh yeah, you betcha, man. You better. Well, she was in there too with the chisel on concrete because I had to move the drain, so I had to chisel by hand rather. Too tight a space to get a jackhammer in there.
So how did you waterproof it?
What I did was once everything was cleaned up, you buy a liner. There's a special liner for the pan. The liner goes down and you have to, there was nothing between the studs. You have to put a 2x6 between the studs to build it up. The liner nails to that. And then you put the concrete in there, 250 pounds with a mix. And you have to grade and pack it, get it in there. And now you're set for your tile. Oh, not bad. Yeah, the plumbing too. Homeboy did the plumbing. Oh my God, when I tore that wall down, I'm looking at this. The builder had 2 pipes here, which were the feed lines, and it went down this wall to go to the kitchen. The pipe went over, up, down to the floor, U-turn. It went all over the place. And he didn't bother sticking the pipe all the way in the fitting. As I pulled on them, they broke right off. This was going to leak in the wall. Blew me away.
Wow.
Yeah. So I redid all.
Copper or galvanized plumbing?
What?
Is it copper or galvanized plumbing?
Oh, all copper.
It was copper.
Everything was copper in there. So that was one of the most expensive because I had to replace the faucet that was on the other side, which is a bathtub, because that thing was gone. The handle was corroded off. And okay, fine. So it was a lot of fun, good adventure.
Sounds
So Woods Creek.
Hey, hi.
Uh.
Hey, Chuck, I know you just put out a video on your beautiful grinder I need to watch today, but do you have another tool project that you got working on?
I got a whole bunch. One of the I showed it actually last time. I don't know if you saw Tom. He had a Brown and Sharp tapered parallels for checking interior bores. Did you happen to see that? I don't know. Tom had showed it. Anyway, I looked at that and I went, "Oh man, I got to have a set of those, right?" And so then I said, "Well, wait a minute. Why can't I take a regular adjustable parallel and grind it and do it?" And so I was looking at doing that, and actually I had talked to Tom about it, and I talked to my buddy Carl, and then the other day the package arrived, and I opened it up, and yeah, here's the still on my desk, and here's the note on the package.
Oh, nice.
So he bought it. He said, yeah, he goes, somebody sent me a photo, and he goes, I saw it in the back, and he goes, I bought it. And so he had the guy mail it directly to me. And so it's missing the smallest one, the A size, which is 2 inches long, and it's 222 thousandths, and it tapers to 62 thousandths, 4.5 degrees slope. So I just got done grinding the radius on it, and then I got to cut it still. So I've been working on that. I filmed part of it. I showed some of it on. I showed the grinding fixture for detailing the wheel. I showed that on Instagram the other day. But I've been on that. I don't know. And then I did a ring light on my mill.
Oh, you finally got it? It came
yeah. So I ordered that light fixture on 12/3, and the company Super Bright said everything we mailed out on 12/3 and 12/4 went to someplace, even though the tracking numbers were all bad from the post office. So they ended up refunding me my money because they were going to go after the post office, and then showed up 2 days ago. And is the part here? No, the part's not here. So I had printed one, but I had to machine it to fit. And so I printed it. I printed the first one at 20%. I printed the second one at 100% fill, and then machined it yesterday or day before. All excited, and went to plug in the light, and it wouldn't work. And I was going, "What the hell?" Oh. And I bought the wall wart from him and everything, and I screwed around. So yesterday I sat there with an ohm meter, and I kept testing, and then finally figured out that it's positive, negative, and it knows the difference. So once I got the positive to the positive side, it lit up and installed it on the mill.
Lucky you didn't burn it out. Usually you go backwards, it'll fry it.
Yeah. Well, I had it backwards all over the place. I had it everything. Oh. Lucked out. So that's pretty much the stuff happening around here. I copied Harold's belt sander, the offshoot of Tom Lipton's chamfering tool that he made for his grinder. Well, I made one for my belt grinder. I printed it first, and then I made one out of aluminum. So I got to film that still too. So got to clean my shop though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you clean it, then see. I mean, so just leave it messy.
I know. Oh, there isn't one horizontal surface that isn't covered with something. It drives me nuts, but I'm bad at that.
So here's for the viewers that are following. Here's a little hand knocker in the.
Oh, nice.
And it is hollowed out. I can't see. It's got a lead shot inside. And he mentioned in his video, he has a video out that where how he made it. He mentioned how he ran out of brass, so he made one end cap with aluminum. Well, Vern Courier ended up buying some brass and had it sent to Randy. Randy sent me a replacement end for it. I'm like, everybody's so nice,
Yeah.
Just the whole community is just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And like you, Chuck, you and Stan helping people out with VFD. I know years ago, Stan helped me out with VFDs, and just everybody's so helpful.
Yeah, it's a great community. It really is, and you can contact anybody within the community. They're there really to help you. You know, via email or in person if they can. Yeah, it's Gary Brown, Old Iron Machine. I don't know if you've watched him. He's got a small channel.
Mhm.
The other day when my grinder, he looks at the Craigslist ad and he goes, Chuck. He calls me up. He goes, Chuck, is that a 9-wire? He goes, you can post it as low voltage also. Would have never known. Yeah. Ended up selling the grinder head for $250. Gone. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
great.
it's a beautiful grinder.
Oh, that one turned out nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're up at Paletti's and I go, I got a bigger grinder than you now, Paul. And he's got 6 or 8 of them out there. And so he goes, no, go in the wood shop, make a left turn in there. And there's the same grinder as mine, but the 3-phase version. So I come back and I show him the picture with this sitting on the Cincinnati stand. And he goes, here, come out this door here. He goes, look at my stand collection. And there's 6 cast iron stands, 2 of the big Baldors, and some really unique stuff. And I go, okay, and yeah, okay, you got me beat.
Wow. Harold, how are we doing on good old YouTube land?
Well, we've got 32 people viewing right now. Not exactly a landslide.
I see stands there.
Yeah, I sent him a link, but he hadn't made it yet.
Neckler's Workshop is here. He just got
He
himself.
just pulled into the driveway. That's what Stan said.
Oh. Okay, well he'll probably be along after just a few minutes. You know, I about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe more than that, I did a video installing DRO on my little Grizzly I had. And so a couple of days ago, I get a comment from a guy who told me I did at least 10 things wrong. It was all terrible, and that got me to thinking about DROs. And then I watched Clow. He's working on Clow 42. He's working on his. And I know everyone puts their scale, their axis scale on the back of the table. But when you've got like 7 to 9 inches of total Y travel, you just lost 2 inches. So I put mine on the front when I did the little Grizzly because I just couldn't bear to give up 2 inches of travel.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering why everybody, I mean, for a big machine like the one I got now, it doesn't matter if it's on the back of the table because I got probably like 20 feet of travel, but I don't see why everybody puts it back on the back side. They know they're going to crush it if they go too far back or else they're going to run out of, feed before they get very far.
Part of it's on the Bridgeport, you got your stops there for the automatic feeds.
Well, yeah, on mine the stops are on the front, and the Grizzly they were on the front. I just quit using them.
Yeah, but if you use them, but that's part of the reason is why it's on the back.
Oh,
well, the other thing is I run stuff off the front.
Hello,
my
Stan.
gosh.
I see Stan, but
It's all that noise.
We got back.
Do I need to turn my speakers down a little bit or something?
I think. I don't know. What's the temperature there, Stan?
I think Stan, yeah.
Stan delayed. Yeah, he's delayed.
Is that on my end, or do you need to do it on your end?
It's on your end. The last time we saw this problem, you have to sign out and then sign back in, and it somehow magically goes away.
huh?
Are you on YouTube?
Whoa, he's gone.
Yeah, he's coming back. Hopefully it fixes it.
I had to shut down my YouTube and just do it on the streaming site.
Yeah, if you have YouTube open at the same time, it puts in that loop.
Yeah, that was my problem.
Do any of you guys use your iPhone and then transfer the film over to your computer to produce the video?
I use a Samsung Galaxy and I just plug it into my laptop and pull the video straight in.
Okay, I left and came back. Is that any better?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
A viewer sent me one of these guys. Let's see, where the hell's the camera? It plugs.
Go the wrong way.
It plugs in. It plugs into the phone and plugs into your computer. It really works. You just plug. Where in the hell's the goddamn? There it is.
What is it?
It plugs into your phone. Clip it in, then it puts all the data onto the chip, and then you plug it into your computer. Really works slick.
I just go directly from the phone to my computer.
That's what I was doing, but then I had to search for it. Now you don't have to search for it. You just go in and touch and transfer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Speak to us, Stan.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if my audio is good. Is there
Yeah.
a delay? Are we all good?
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
great.
Okay. Yeah, I left and came back and it magically fixed itself. I don't know what I did, but it fixed it.
But it was
How's
good.
everybody doing?
Great. What's the temperature there?
Oh,
It's cooking here.
it's not that bad. 80.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm at 90.
Oh,
Oh, gee.
Yeah, 2 days ago I couldn't come out. The shop.
84. Holy,
Freezing.
that
And
says
now I can't-
Cucamonga on it.
It says Rancho Cucamonga.
Isn't that you, Stan?
That says Cucamonga. What are you doing displaying that?
Isn't that you?
Yeah, it is me, but it's only 80 degrees here today.
No, it says 84. Mine says 84.
Mine says 79, and I live here.
I know. I keep track of the weather there for the next visit to the batch.
Is that what it is? 68 in Texas.
yep.
All right, Uchel, let's see it.
48.
48
Oh.
what?
48 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's not
Oh,
natural,
man.
man.
Look at
That
Matt.
is not natural. You need to get out of there.
We
Yeah.
got summertime.
In a week.
That's warm.
I called a friend of mine in Idaho. He was the one that was in that Paradise fire, and he sold after Paradise burned. And he moved to Idaho. And I talked to him the other day. He said, "Hey, it's 3 here." And I said, "3 what?" And he said, 3 degrees. I said, that ain't natural. That's retarded. You need to get out of there.
We've actually had quite a warm spell here on the East Coast, and today it's mid 40s, and it hasn't gotten down near freezing hardly.
Wow. You don't need a
Very
refrigerator.
unusual.
Just leave your food outside. You don't need a refrigerator.
Well, my wife and I have been talking about where we would go when we retire. And we both, grew up in Montana. And, you get 2 feet of snow overnight.
Mm.
School's still open,
Yeah.
I was doing some research the other day for California. Whoa. Every single moving company in California is booked to the max. Last year, 40,000 people left. They're tired of it here, the taxes and everything. It's incredible.
I heard they tax you if you move out.
Well, they're going everywhere. I guess they're moving to Wisconsin, Oklahoma, you name it. People are we're fed up here.
Well, I
Tell
can't
'em don't
take the
come
cold, so I wouldn't do well in a cold climate. I'm a lizard. I'd be okay in Phoenix, or I don't think I'd want to go to Yuma. Yuma's a little too hot.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't build that town on the surface of the sun.
I think Randy said there's 100,000 deficit in terms of people moving out of California versus moving in. I don't know if that's true, but they're losing people, I hear.
I saw
yeah.
that. I saw that same news article about the moving companies being inundated, and I was just telling Chuck earlier, when I bought my Monarch, I had 1 day to get that out of that building, and
Wow.
I was having a hard time. I had to pull some strings in my moving company, and luckily I deal with them all the time because they're a machinery mover, and I use them, for Bar Z, and I was able to persuade them to go over there and pick that machine up the next day. But If I was anyone else, they wouldn't have done it.
How much does the lathe weigh, Stan?
It books out for my bed length. It books out at 8,800 pounds with tooling. It weighs more than my truck. My truck is 7,900. But that's with all the face plates and the tailstock and the center rest and all the with tooling.
See, you never know when you're gonna run into a good deal. That's why I own a dump trailer.
I've actually been pricing those trailers. I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they kneel. They've got like an airlift where the whole bed just goes down, and it's only like 2 inches
A drop deck.
off the deck.
Drop deck.
I've been eyeballing those. Those would be good for like forklifts, scissor lifts, and anything that can't really climb a hill. But it'd be awfully handy for machinery too. So it'd be a very versatile trailer for me.
That's how I moved my surface grinder. It was on a drop deck trailer, just with my pallet jack.
Did you rent it?
Yeah, rented it. Yeah, it rent pretty cheap.
Well, I couldn't find anyone. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't find any rental yards that would rent one of those.
Yeah.
The last time we did, actually, Home Depot, they rent scissor lifts now. And then when you rent their scissor lifts, they come with one of those drop deck trailers. So we rented and they wouldn't let me rent the trailer by itself. So we rented the scissor lift, and I drove it here, and I parked it in the driveway, and then we took the drop deck, went and moved the machine, and came back and put the scissor lift back on and took it back. But in a perfect world, you'd find someone, hey, you got to change the light bulbs in your shop or something. You'd take it there, you'd drop the scissor lift off for the day, you'd split, go move your machine, come back, and you put both of them to work pretty hard during the day.
Yeah. No, they work out good.
Yeah, it would if you could. It's all coordination, but
when I moved the Monarch, I ended up just getting a flatbed tow truck, and he just pulled it right up onto the tow truck.
What does a 10EE weigh?
3,500, I think.
That's still respectable. That's no slouch.
Yeah. But that worked out well, and then we just dropped it right back into the shop.
So I was 2 days late on that EE.
That's too bad.
It was
it a square dial? Square or a round dial?
What's that?
Was it a square dial or a round dial?
I have no idea. It was gone when I got there. So the guy picked it up the day before.
So I saw a guy that posted both of those lathes on Facebook groups. Was he the seller, or was he just somebody that was sharing?
It was kind of weird, and at first it felt like I was getting scammed. I was dealing with a guy in New Mexico, but he had a Southern California area code on his phone, and every time I called, he's back in New Mexico at some liquidating house, and he said, you got to go here and you got to talk to this guy, and it felt like I was getting run around. I was a little worried. And even what I did the first day, I went over there and I paid the guy. I hauled that first day. Right after I paid him, I hauled all the tooling out of there, and I took the tailstock, because that lathe is pretty useless without the tailstock. I took the tailstock, I took the center rest, anything that wasn't nailed down, I hauled it out of there. I probably hauled about 1,000 pounds worth of stuff out of there. And then it turned out to be a good, Chuck, what are you doing?
I was gonna put this guy in my place. There we go.
Barney.
Oh,
man.
It would have been better to have the Cookie Monster.
So Chuck's replacement there for a little while.
So Stan, when are you going to start the addition to the shop?
March. I don't get my materials until March. The same people that made my current shop, I found them. They used to be right out in Fontana, which was close. They moved up by Bakersfield, and but I did find them. Same guys, I talked to them, and they actually remembered my job, and ordered all the materials. Now I've repainted this barn, so it's not going to match when it comes in. I'll have to repaint and stuff, but it'll have the textured outer walls and the smooth inner walls, and all the hat channels, corner channels, and all that stuff is all the same. And
Are those panels insulated?
No, they're 3/4 inch thick, just a solid core. It's a CDX plywood with sheet metal
Oh, okay.
laminated inside and out.
I thought they were panels like for a paint booth or something.
You would think, huh?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Well, the inside of the shop is. I mean, if you look up at the ceiling up there, you can see that I've done that's my own drop ceiling, and that's all spray booth panels.
Oh, okay.
And then we cut in. Those are just the Trofer style lights that go in a T-bar, and then they got a swing down lens, and you can bulb them and ballast them from inside here without getting up in the attic.
So are you doing
We can do kind of
the
a shop tour if I take my laptop and move it around. Look at that.
are you doing the work
That's
yourself,
the best I
or
can do.
are you doing the work yourself, or are they going to do it?
No, it's if I can do a spray booth, I can do these things. These things are nothing. We'll get the guys to come over and we can stand it up in a couple of days.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. There's a lot to do. I mean, just because I got the walls and the roof over it, you know, I can put the lathe in place, but all this inner skin and everything that I do, that's going to have to, you know, follow. Then I got to do airlines over there. I got to get electrical over there. I'm probably going to upgrade my phase converter. I'm not going to VFD the new lathe. We're keeping it classic. No DROs, no VFDs, nothing. None of this newfangled stuff.
So how big of a phase converter do you have currently, Stan?
I just got a 5-horse.
5 horse.
I'm just running a surface. I've got 2 surface grinders and a tool post or a little tool grinder that are 3-phase. That's all I got. But that Monarch is 7.5 horse. It's not going to run.
So you're gonna have to get a 15 horse for that.
I would think so.
Yeah. So
I'll let
thanks
American
to,
Rotary make that recommendation. They're pretty good about helping people size their stuff.
yeah. So thanks to you and the summer bash, I got what was a 30% off coupon code.
Yeah, you had a pretty good deal last year. That was good. I'm glad you were able to cash in on that.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with it yet, but I have a 15 horse converter sitting here.
You haven't installed it yet?
No, I've been, the copper and aluminum, all the price went up. So I've been kind of waiting for it to come down a little bit.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Look, Chuck's back. Are we going to sing the Barney song for Chuck?
I'm so hungry. I'm going to eat while we're talking here. You guys want some?
Are you up at Paletti's right now?
No, I'm home.
Are you back home already?
Yeah, I'm back home.
Okay. That was a quick trip.
Well, Harold said I had to get here by 1, but we Dean got here at 9, and then we shot up to Paul's. So we were probably there about 9:30.
Okay.
But Chuck's always fixing delicious looking dishes. He posted his pictures and
Yeah, Chuck's a pretty big foodie. He puts a lot of food up on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, I try to stay up with that A-bomb.
You can keep it up with that guy.
No.
They're pretty tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting to think Adam's gonna give up machining and go into cooking. 100%.
Well, I haven't looked at his other channel. He's got the Adventures channel. How's it doing subscriber wise?
It's a lot of fun. He's got, 30,000 subscribers, something like that?
Yeah, I watch. I just haven't been paying attention to how many subs he's got. So he's got 30K.
I think it's around 30.
Okay, his second channel is better than my first channel.
Yeah.
That sort of goes for everybody.
Yeah. Anyways,
Well,
I
Stan,
follow him. He goes some cool places. It's fun to see.
now there's a trick though. You just need to start a second channel. Then you'll get a lot more viewers. That's how it works.
Well, I tried. I did start one. I've got one called Summer Bash because I was going to try to separate Bar Z and my regular stuff from the Summer Bash, and I thought it would be less work, but it turned out to be more work. So I just kind of left it combined.
So on MeWe, a lot of people have been inquiring as to what your plan is for, organizing Summer Bash and what your future social media plan is.
I don't have one. I mean, I just barely got my coattails out of Facebook, so MeWe, I just want to see which one, where everybody lands. It sounds like MeWe is kind of the place to go. Don't get me wrong, Facebook had its advantages, and a central place for me to drop pictures, little posts, and stuff like that was great for Summer Bash. It was just daily updates, whatever. If you're going to do a big bash update and I have to sit down, shoot video, edit it, get it on YouTube, that's a 4-hour commitment right there. I'll kill a half a day. But I can take a couple pictures, make a real quick post and throw it up on Facebook. And we had a pretty good gathering. We had some good, I probably had a couple thousand followers on Summer Bash. And it broke my heart to have to dispel all of that. It's all gone now. So it'll take a long time to build it back up, but you got to get the word out. I got to talk about it on YouTube wherever I land and try to gather these people back up again that are interested in Summer Bash.
Don't you have everybody's addresses though? Email addresses?
Physical addresses and email addresses?
Emails?
Yes, I do. I do have those.
Yeah, that'd be, send a blast out to all the people over the years.
I need a personal assistant is what I need. sit there and because even sitting down and doing that big email, that sounds like a lot of work, Chuck.
That does. Yeah, I agree.
It is. I used to do constant contact for the outfit that I worked for. And when I decided to do an email blast, I used to have to spend a day working on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, I could probably use Instagram for the same thing. I don't know. Does Instagram allow you to have accounts in tandem?
What do you mean by tandem?
Well, like Facebook, I got my personal Facebook and then I have my Summer Bash Facebook. They were both.
I don't see why not.
So
They wouldn't be linked though.
They wouldn't be linked because
No.
if I'm logged on as me and something came in at Summer Bash, I would get notified and I could switch over.
I
don't know.
Well, I mean, but I could log out and log back in.
Yeah.
So Summer Bash could have their own face or Instagram page.
Yeah.
I don't know how MeWe works, whether I can run multiple things in tandem or not. Can you post pictures and short video clips there too?
Yes.
On MeWe? Okay.
And there's also a group chat. You can choose to subscribe with a group. So, for example, YouTube Missionist, there's one chat going on now. So you can start that and talk about the Summer Bash as well. Okay. And if you are subscribed to YouTube Missionist group, then you get notified when there's a new chat about it.
Oh, okay.
But
well,
like you said,
might be handy to create just a Summer Bash persona,
Let's see.
Oh, okay. We got comments.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
That's pretty slick, Harold.
I did that by accident.
You did good. I mean, someone threw a comment up and you posted it. So now everybody knows his email address. Hope that wasn't private. I'm
really doing good.
Stan, hopefully Dean can come on and then he can tell you actually what he did.
Was that the guy that fixed it? Oh, okay, cool.
Wire, he touched the wire. Stan asked me what he fixed, and I don't know.
Boy, now then he's gone.
I said it was a little white and black box.
Yeah.
That's not very descriptive, Chuck.
I know.
You're not very much help.
No. Here, you want some?
There he is.
Wrong email address.
So, you see you've probably seen one of these. The guy's selling them some welding place for. It's so you can make corners, right? You can weld it.
In front of the camera, Chuck. Come on.
So like that, you square up things, right?
Okay.
So I go, oh shit, that's cool. I'm going to print it, and then I can just put it on a column, a steel column, and I can cut them out, and I'll make my own. And I got the 90-degree corners. I was so smart, except the column has an open end. There's nothing there to cut.
Oh.
I went out and I had a steel column, and I was sitting there going, "Come on, I know it works, but it don't work." I tried.
Let's see, Harold, if they pull this video, because these two guys said the bad word.
Well,
Last video, that other competition company that you guys just named, they pulled his stream because of that. That M company, whatever that you guys said, they pulled his last stream because I did some research, and I guess that's a competitor to YouTube somehow.
Oh, you mean me and we?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, all I'm talking about is just me.
Yeah,
and then all of us are we.
All of us, yeah. But when you
So
said
how can
the rest of it,
horse.
you said the last part of it, though, the dot. So that's the only thing. I've watched the entire video before they pulled it. There was nothing in it that, why would you say it violated policy?
I don't know. We're being pretty well behaved here today.
Yeah.
The only thing that might have been that I was thinking about was the homepage picture that Harold had up, which showed him shooting a pistol.
Right.
Oh, I don't know.
That might have done it.
that's been my home page on YouTube forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they have a computer that can scan pictures. I know they have intelligence for what conversation, bad words or something.
For some reason, they demonetized it, and then they moved it to limited advertising. So I don't know. Heck with them. I don't care what they do with it.
Yeah.
Did you see Dean's new email?
I sent him an email. But
He sent you a new one.
All right, I've got to get off here so there's room for him.
Oh, I thought it said they were about 10 on there.
There he is.
No, there he is.
Dean, explain to Stan what you did, because I couldn't.
What got blown up at Paletti's?
Can you guys hear me okay?
A white box.
Yeah, we can hear you, Dean.
Okay, good. Yeah, so what he had on the mill there, Stan, is there's an emergency stop with a master contactor. So that
we hear you, Dean.
We did.
Yeah. So that contactor stays energized all the time, and when they had the power brownout, it melted the coil on that contactor.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So he replaced the contactor, but he had a 480 volt coil.
Oh, where'd that come from? Was that in the machine?
I think he bought the contactor on eBay or wherever, and stuck it in there. But he wasn't using the coolant pump, which had the same contactor, so we just flip-flopped them and got them up and running.
That lathe had a 24 volt control, didn't it?
He's on the mill.
Mill? Well, I didn't work on the mill. I worked on his lathe.
Right.
It's a brownout, burn up a coil.
Yeah. So what happened is when you have a brownout or low voltage on a contactor coil, the armature doesn't collapse or pull in all the way, and the coil will overheat and melt.
Ah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So it was a pretty easy fix once we figured it out, but there was a lot going on there to troubleshoot.
Oh, okay. So that was a milling machine, huh?
Yeah.
I've never worked on Paul's mill. I worked on his lathe.
Yeah. You had quite a bit of time in that lathe, Stan.
Yeah, I had 2 trips over there. I probably had 16 hours into that lathe.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't want it to be 3-phase anymore. Is his lathe still working good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a Moriseki also.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that there was up at the Pony Ranch, there was a sickie up there. Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Dean, you kept saying we. Did I help you?
You got a turd in your pocket?
Good moral support there, Chuck.
Chuck's good moral support. Chuck's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Probably drank all your
it
beer.
cost me $200 to fix his machine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So what else is going on in everyone's shop? Today I'm busy crashing drones. So that's my third drone. I buy the disposable ones now, so when I lose them, I don't care.
That's not a DJI, is it?
No, it's a little Potenzic. It's a piece of crap. I had a really nice DJI, big one, and the big ones do better in the heavy crosswinds because they just got the weight, they got the battery, they got the hover time. They're just great.
Right.
But you get one of those out of range and it just keeps flying away, and just watch it fade off into the sunset and it's gone. You'll never find it.
He's got a little
I got one, in fact, that's sitting over here on the bench. I got it about 3 years ago, and I have yet to even turn it on.
They're a lot of fun, you know. I mean, if you were into remote control as a kid, they're fun. See, you're the only one that doesn't have a drone. You got to get your stuff together.
I know.
He's got his right there. I got mine right here. And here comes another one. That's a good looking one.
You can probably see how much dust is on this thing. It's just been sitting over in the corner here, and one of these days I gotta just get off my chair here and get it going.
Well, you got the blade guards on there. You'll get longer flight time if you take those off.
Ah, okay.
Anything you do, if you can shed 10 grams or a few ounces off that thing.
I'm going to drop on guy.
Oh, real helicopter. Look at that.
Is that a blade?
Yeah. This guy is a blast to fly. He's stable. He's got a gyro, a servo, and all kinds of stuff in it. And it just sits there. You're running this around the house. You can go and get the spider webs off the ceiling. It's great.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I had one of those, Dave, and I wore the gears out on it.
Oh, well, you're a machinist. Make new gears.
We have way too many trees where I am. I know it would end in a tree, and there's no way I'm climbing up the tree to get it. So
it trims the trees.
No,
I've got a drone, but
it crashes the drone.
Yeah.
But what you can do, and what we used to do with remote control boats, I had a fishing pole with fishing line and a tennis ball on the end. And you could cast it out there and reel your boat in after you flipped it and drowned the motor or something on an RC boat. I bet that would work to get a drone out of a tree too.
That's actually a good idea.
Or a long stick or something, just to knock it loose in the branches to get it down, whatever.
Shoot it down.
Are you talking 300-foot trees or what?
Yeah, some are pretty tall.
Big ones,
Always
huh?
use a shotgun.
Yeah, I could do the shotgun.
No.
I can train some squirrels.
Well, they've got some of the more advanced ones have collision avoidance built into them, and if you think that's going to be an issue, you pay for it. You pay for the auto return. You pay for the collision avoidance. You pay for every little feature it has, camera stabilization, all that stuff. I mean, you pay for every feature that thing's got.
Yeah, I want a DJI like the one you had, but like you said, they're pretty pricey.
Yeah, mine was about $1,200.
Yeah,
it's gone now. I got the controller.
Oh, hey, there you go.
I bet they sell a lot of drones and not many controllers because, man, I can't be the only one that crashes them all the time.
What you do is just go out there and somebody else is flying one, you do it and you take it over. Now you got a new drone.
Oh, there you go.
What happened to Chuck?
This is a cheap one. It uses atmospheric pressure for altitude. I don't know if that's any good or not. I don't know much about them.
Well, I had to program mine and tell it what its ground level altitude was, because I'm at about 2,100 feet here. So if I go anywhere else to fly it, I have to reprogram the altitude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is just a cheapy beginner model. It does have a camera. You link it up to your cell phone. How well that works, I have no idea.
Yeah, I've shot some video with this one. This camera's okay. No stabilization, so whatever the drone does, the camera does with it. And these little ones on a windy day, they get tossed around really hard. So your video isn't good. But that DJI I had, the camera was on a little gimbal underneath the drone, and that thing was so smooth.
Yeah, right.
Time to wrap it up.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, sorry I was late, guys, but at least I got in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Mutual, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. Sorry about your family problems.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
It was great having all you guys here, and I'm hoping maybe you'll come back next week. If you will, I'll go ahead and get the professional version of this where I can have more than 6 people.
okay. Well, yeah. Send me an invite. If I'm home, I'll be glad to log in.
All right, that sounds good. See you guys later.
Good seeing you, Harold.
Harold. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.